In this tutorial, we will see how to create staircases. We will create this staircase together, which is the one that's gonna pass through the ground floor level in the empty in the opening in the slab that we've created before. So we'll start with that. I am in the ghosted view. This is how I can see the existing other structures. So let's go to our top view and start with that. There are many ways to do it. The easiest I find is to create a cross section and work from there, extrude the cross section. So this is the actual Maison Bordeaux house staircase, but we will not be creating that. We will be creating a more conventional staircase. This way you can see how to create different elements, such as the handrail and the finishing material as well. Let's start with that then. My entire staircase is going to be 4.3 meter long, and each step is 230 millimeter high. So it's 23 centimeter or 230 millimeter, and then 250 millimeter is the depth of the step. So we have this element and we can copy it. So I have 13 steps overall, which should fit through that space that we've created before. So which is 4.3 meter. I still have some steps missing. I think this is what we need. So one extra step. That's it. So this is my under element. The depth of the staircase is going to be around 20 centimeter. So offset that element. Which is 200 mil. This is a bit thick, so we can go 15 instead. (150 millimeter). So this seems fine. And we can make sure that your object snaps on and your intersection points are here. And I'm gonna trim the axis. Later on, we will extend this part here to become our landing. But for now, we'll see. So this is my under element. Now let's join all these together. And yeah, this is the structural part of my staircase. Now it's easier to start creating your finishing material from now. So I will create this thread that you can see is slightly projected, about 1 centimeter projected outside, as well as from the other sides. But for we will do the actual projection in 3D in cross section. Let's just go one. Which is 10 millimeter out. See? And then it's let's go to 25 millimeter is the finishing material. I'm just assuming marble in this case. You can, which is 2.5 centimeter has thickness of 2.5 centimeters. So this is, yes, this is a continuous element of my staircase, of my thread. So let's create the other finishing of the inside here. Same thing, 250. And it will be from here and there. So this step is different from that one because we have finishing inside in this side. So it's going to be slightly longer. So copy. And as you can see here, it should be up. I'm creating a guideline. It should be from another 10. So from here. So it should be until here. I will select that part, and you can either create it again or extend. Let's create it again. And so it's same thing, 25. Keep pressing escape. Sorry about that. So yeah, this is, let's join in my case because I created them separately. So I'm now clicking edit points because I have that point not reaching. And so what this does, I can manipulate the points as I want. So now I'm joining them. Here we go. This is the second step. Now I can copy these together and put them for all of the steps. You can see here. As we said before, we will edit this part when we get to it in 3D. So now I have this cross section in the plan view. I would like to rotate it, so I'll go to perspective. In your perspective view, take this element, select everything, and at the bottom toolbar, press gumball, and so we will rotate in the Z using the red semicircle and press 90 and enter. So now we have it in the correct orientation, like that. So this the bottom element that we created before is going to be my structural element. So let's extrude that using the extrude closed planar curve tool. And my step is going to be, my circ is going to be 1 meter, which is 1000 millimeter. This is my step. And the finishing material, which we created before, we can extrude it as well here. So yeah, here we go. So let's say after I've created that, I would like to edit this part to make it slightly projected from here as well. This is where we can use edit points. Or we can do two-way. We can do edit point, or we can do the scale in one direction from the left-hand side menu. You can see here scale 1D. It will ask you to select the edges, the original or the scale factor first reference point. So this is the element that I need to scale, and the scaling part, which is in my case I want to scale from 1 meter, which is 1000 millimeter, to 1010 millimeter, and enter. So now I have my step projected slightly. I would like to move it so half or 5 millimeter would be from here and 5 millimeter would be from there. So I'm just gonna move it. You can just use the same process and extend it from the other direction if you want. But I would like to create first a guideline or just move it from move tool, pick on the end point, and to in this direction you can um, either move it manually or you can use the arrows in this, which is easier. So the green arrow, press on it and type 5. Yes. So in this case we have here we have our finishing material. I'm gonna delete the curve. So we need to create the second step because it's slightly different. Or we can just copy it and edit it in the other direction. I'm gonna go into ghosted view to see the points where I'm working with. Because I am working with this, make sure that you pick the correct corner. So I'm picking this corner and I will copy it here. I have it that way, but I need to extend it into this guideline, into this point. So pick the extrusion and scale 1D again from the reference point, initial reference point to, so this is the original width and the second is here. So do I have the correct reference? Let's see. Think we extruded not in the correct reference. Let's extrude it again. So my original and then up to that. So yeah. What I did wrong is I was picking in the internal points. So I'm gonna do it from the external points and yeah. So here it is. That's the correct dimension. Or you can just extrude, extrude the existing, which would have been easier, but I just wanted to use the scale in 1D tool. Let's now copy it so it can be in my all steps. Or first, let's extrude that part, the vertical one. So extrude curve, and I would like it to be exactly on the step side. So I will select both of them now and copy. You can of course do it from the side view, but I just wanna, it's easier for me to create it from the perspective, especially since I have guidelines and everything. So here we go. This is my steps and my finishing material. Let's see now how to, let's extend this part until the whole landing. So my whole landing, I would like my whole landing to be 1.3 meters. So I will take a reference point for a guideline, create a guideline, which is a lot easier. So from this, the finishing material, because the whole thing with the finishing material should be a 1.3 meter or 1,300 millimeter. I did not press enter, 1,300. So here is the first line. And I have my orthogonal and smart track on. That's why I can easily draw in the correct directions. Make sure that you have that as well. So now I would like to extend. Before that, I would create a surface here that traces this section. And of course, and I have my end from object snap and intersection point on. That's how I can draw also. I can pick on these points. And I am going to extrude up until my reference point. So this is the correct width. Let's see how to merge these two because I don't want, first I'm gonna delete the extra surface and I don't think, and the curve as well. Now I would like to merge these two, so I will use a useful command called merge all um, type n merge all surfaces, all faces. So it will ask you to select polysurfaces to merge and then press enter. Now you need to have a Boolean union first. So go to Solid Tools, Boolean union. So they're the same unit, but we don't want these edges because even in the rendered view, you will see some sort of edge. So what we will do is merge all faces. This way, it becomes just one cohesive unit. That's it. So let's now extrude this part in one direction as well in order to have it filling the entire landing, fitting the landing. And from this point is the original, and here we go. This is it for creating the staircase. Now let's see how to create the landing part, the railing part.